up, guys? Yeah, we've got another beer review coming at you today, and as you can see, slightly different location. Everything in my apartment's boxed up. I've got a couple weeks left here in Arizona, so I figured why not get out and try to do some on-location reviews. So, a few bugs out, and social distancing works when there's nobody really around, although there's some camping spots over there, and so you might hear some kids. But today, sorry, sitting on a rock. Today, I came across this at the store. I've never even heard of it, didn't know this was a thing, and I'm kind of really curious to check this out. If you know me from other beers on this channel, I love a nitrogen beer. I'm super into nitro-infused anything. It fascinates me. I love it. So this, when I saw this, I was like, blew my mind. I was like, didn't even know. But it is a, you already know you already know with the title, but it is a Budweiser Nitro Reserve Gold. Didn't know this was a thing. Can't say I've had too many lager-infused nitrogen beers. But we're gonna get into it. It is it doesn't have the widget. It's the flip 3 times can, open and pour hard. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, pour hard. See if this works. Of course, I had to go with the plastic cup, and I'm not going to get everything in. I guess I should have gone with a slightly larger plastic cup. But you can tell, see if the sun's kind of right. It's kind of, a lot of people are out looking for a good spot today. You know, it's Saturday. It's Saturday, right? I'll tell you what, this everything closed thing, I forget which day it is all the time, but I believe this is Saturday. So I'm not sure what the light's doing with on the camera here, but it's a little darker than your normal Budweiser. It's got kind of more of an orangish amber kind of tint. I'm sure it's taking up my orange backpack. Okay, it's not. I have an orange backpack, so I wasn't sure. Or my hat. Everything's orange today. But nitro infusion, pretty legit here, I'm gonna say. Sometimes with these hard pours, it's hit and miss. You never really know. But with this, it's doing a good job. I mean, it's of course there's not a lot of bubbles still coming up, so you're pretty much. It looks like it's gonna be like half and half almost here on out. And man, there are a lot of things flying around here. That's one of the problems right here in this part of Arizona. Although it's interesting, well, it's nice because down in Tucson right now, it is about 95 degrees. Up here in the mountains, it was 69 when I got out of the car. So you can ski here during the winter time, and which is nice because you're about you're a short drive away from the Gulf of California. So you can go to the Gulf of California and then ski the same day during the summertime. It's kind of crazy. I already have a bug in the... But before this gets too bug infused, let's get into the review, get into the smell. It really reminds me of a Mexican take on like what is the Austrian the Vienna lager. It smells like a Mexican Vienna lager. I'm getting that very pronounced lager aroma to it. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I keep on getting distracted. The bugs here. It'll rain, and then it'll get super hot, and then everything will dry up. But it leaves like just enough time for a crap ton of bugs to hatch. So I'm surrounded by flying insects. But anyways, back to the aroma. It very much smells like a Mexican take on a Vienna lager. That is very much what I like. If you were to hand this to me, not tell me what it is. I mean, besides the, I'd be like, why, this is nitrogen, this is interesting. Besides that, I'd smell it and be like, this smells like an Indio Mexican beer. These damn bugs, come on, man, I'm trying to drink beer here. But that's really what I'm getting. It very much smells like a Mexican Vienna lager. Has that subtle sweetness to it, where it's almost like almost a bit plummy. You get some of that kind of lemon wheat thing going on, but it's more robust. You get more of that kind of plum aroma to it, where it's a little more, it's deeper. The smell is a little not as like light as what like a traditional Budweiser would be. So yeah, I'm very interested. I'm actually going to recommend it on aroma. This is, I mean, it's not super complex. There's nothing crazy going on. You don't have a lot of maltiness at all to it. It smells like a nitrogen infused Mexican Vienna lager. But all right, now we got a good amount of head right here, so that we can actually get to the beer. So let's get into the taste. I don't know if realistically the nitrogen really does much for it. It is a little smoother, so you don't have the constant bubbly going on if it was carbonated. But it's not really doing a whole lot to enhance the flavor. Like a lot of times you'll get it with nitrogen with a stout, and it really kind of enhances that kind of smooth, milky flavor to it. That's not really what you're getting here. I think very much for this particular thing, the nitrogen is kind of a little gimmicky, which is fine. I like nitrogen. I like, just experimenting with nitrogen. And I don't know if I've ever really seen a nitrogen infused lager. There's some Scottish like ales that are nitrogen infused, but not really any lagers. It smooths out that lager taste. If you drink a Budweiser, Miller, really any kind of American lager off the tap, you have that kind of carbonated, top end to it. At the bottom, you get, it's very similar in taste. You get kind of that grainy, lemon zesty kind of watery taste to it. This smooths the top end out. You don't get that kind of bubbly carbonation thing. It is a smoother drinking lager experience, and I think I don't know what the reserve version. I don't know if it's just Budweiser but with nitrogen pumped through it. But this has a nice kind of. It cuts some of the. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of just the mass-produced American lagers, but it makes some of that skunky element to it. It smooths that. It kind of buffs it a little bit, and I can dig that. I feel like if you're just going for you just want a cold one. Just to have like a softball game or something like that. You just want a cold beer. You'd probably go with just a regular Budweiser. I think just as a very crisp coldness to that beer, and it just works better. But if you just want like one or two, and I think this kind of works very well for what it is. As it opens up, you do start to get more of that skunky kind of aroma to it that you might expect from. Man, there's so many flies. As you might expect from a lager, a Budweiser, but it is what it is. I do think it's a little gimmicky, but I think it's worth checking out. I'm gonna give it a half. I don't think there's anything really super special about it. The nitrogen doesn't really enhance much. It smooths a bit of it, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna give it a half on taste. Next category is value for price. And realistically, I don't know if I've ever seen a nitrogen beer this cheap before. I mean, you're gonna pay a little more than what you will for regular Budweiser. I got this. I was just walking through Walmart for my weekly shopping trip, and it had it was in a 6-pack of cans. You don't really see 6-packs of cans from Budweiser, and you didn't get any of these singles, so they didn't have any singles available. So I just got the 6-pack, and it wasn't much. It was, you know, well worth. I mean, you probably buy singles of like craft IPAs for more than what the 6-packs cost. So I'd say value for price is fine. You're not going to get many nitrogen beers for less than this. So, and I can't say I've any nitrogen lagers. So if you're curious what a nitrogen lager is, you're not going to be breaking the bank with this. So I'm going to recommend it with that. Next category is distinction. How distinct is it? And I mean, it's a lager, but with nitrogen. That's very distinct. I've never seen that before. At least here in the States, most nitrogen gets you know, dumped into other stuff. And I always say I wish breweries would get more experimental with the nitrogen. Like, I think that's a nice product to kind of experiment with, and it changes some of the elements of the beer. And so I do think it's very worth testing out, and I'm surprised Budweiser was the one that did it. I would have expected somebody else to kind of experiment with it. But yeah, I'm going to recommend it for a distinction, because you're not going to get a lot of God, that thing bugs. You're not going to get a lot of other options if you want to try a lager with nitrogen in it, unless you just do it yourself. So yeah, I'm going to recommend it on distinction. Next category is drinkability, and minus the insects that are starting to congregate inside my. That's the problem with having all that foam. They just. At first, I thought it was part of the foam. No, that's just a bunch of little bugs. They're screwing with me. But I think it drinks fine. Especially if it was a little colder. You know, I got all my ice packs, so it's a cold beer, but it's not super cold. But I think it drinks. It drinks fine. I mean, it really does taste like a Mexican Vienna lager. So, if you like that kind of beer, if you like the Mexican Vienna lagers, absolutely check this out. I think it'll work really well for you. I think the nitrogen will be an interesting aspect. So, by all means, check it out. And so, yeah, I'll recommend it on drinkability. I think, you know, it's just unique, and I don't usually say that with a Budweiser beer. Last category is would I buy it again? Ooh, that's where it gets a little. I don't know. I think it was interesting. I like that that somebody's experimenting more with the nitrogen. Don't do a lot. I mean, again, never seen a lager with it, but I feel like if I want like a Mexican take on a Vienna lager, I'm just gonna get a Mexican Vienna lager. There's so I don't foresee me getting this again. I might try it on tap. I'd be very interested to see what it tastes like on tap. I'm very interested to see how it sells. Because I don't know how many of the hardcore beer drinkers you're gonna get that's gonna get a Budweiser with nitrogen, and I don't know how many just kind of like the only drink Budweiser kind of beer drinkers. I don't know how many of them are going to be going for this beer. So I'll be interested to see how well it does. But so realistically, I'll try it on tap, but I probably won't just buy it canned again. So I'll give it a half. Realistically, probably not, but I might try it 1 or 2 more times in different mediums. But anyways, that is the review of Budweiser Nitro Reserve Gold. It's interesting. It's got kind of like that caffeine-free Coca-Cola red and gold kind of font and labeling going on. But yeah, it was interesting. I don't know how long this has been out. I'm assuming probably not very long. But yeah, I'm glad people are experimenting with the nitrogen. And so it's worth checking out. I'd say pick it up. I mean, it's only a couple bucks, so check it out. See, maybe you'll like it. But anyways, that's the review. So for myself, for Budweiser Nitrogen Reserve, and for all the bugs, take it easy.